answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And please excuse me while I think I'll take these out for the moment. And I'm sucking on some peppermint candies to calm my stomach down. We'll finish these later. But you're here for more Jumpstart 2022 spoilers. Now, we left off at another powerful and sought-after reprint in Rhystic Study. So, next up, we're going to go with Tragic Lesson. 1 blue and 2 for an instant that reads, draw 2 cards and discard a card unless you return a land you control to its owner's hand. Okay, next up we have Wizard Mentor. 1 blue and 2 for a 2/2 human wizard. Tap it. Wizard Mentor and target creature you control. Return target Wizard Mentor, target creature you control to their owner's hand. So that's kind of cool. Next up, we have another reprint that you find in this deck, and it fits in this wizard theme that we've been going through recently. These last several cards. Embarrassed Tolarian Archmage. 2 blue and 1 for a 2/2 legendary human wizard. When Embarrassed Tolarian Archmage enters the battlefield, turn up to 1 other target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Beginning of your end step, if a permanent was put into your hand from the battlefield this turn, draw a card. Next up, we have another card from Strixhaven in multiple choice. 1 blue and X for a sorcerer that reads, if X is 1, scry 1 and draw a card. If X is 2, you may choose a player, they return a creature they control to its owner's hand. If X is 3, create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. If X is 4 or more, do all of the above. Okay, next up we have Argus Cost Eternal Soldier. For 1 white and 3, you get a 3/4 legendary spirit soldier with Vigilant. Whenever Argus Cost Eternal Soldier becomes a target of an ability that targets only it, you may pay a hybrid red-white and 1. If you copy that ability for each other creature you control, that ability could target. Each copy targets a different one of each of those creatures. So, that could be useful. Next up, we have another card in an Angelic Cup. 1 white and 1 for a 1/1 Cat Angel. Whenever Angelic Cup becomes the target of a spell or ability for the first time each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. As long as Angelic Cup has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it has flying. Next up, we have Task Force. For 1 white and 2, you get a 1/3 human rebel. Whenever Task Force becomes the target of a spell or ability, it gets +0/+3 till end of turn. Interesting. Next up, we have Valorous Stance. 1 white and 1. For an instant that reads, choose 1. Target creature gains indestructible till end of turn, or destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Next up, we have King of the Pride. 1 white and 2 for a 2/1 cat with other cats you control get +2/+1. Yahoo! Next up is something that goes right along with this theme in Mr. Cat himself, a Johnny Strength of the Pride. So 2 white and 2 colorless for a 5 loyalty legendary planeswalker, a Johnny. +1 loyalty, you gain life equal to the number of creatures you control plus the number of planeswalkers you control. -2 loyalty, create a 2/2 cat soldier creature token named the Johnny's Pride Mate. Whenever you gain life, whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Johnny's Pride Mate. And for 0 loyalty, if you have at least 15 or more life during 15 or more life, if you have 15 more life, if you have 15 life more than your starting life total, exile a Johnny Strength of the Pride. Each artifact and creature your opponents control. So board wipe. So he in a life gain deck is just absolutely out of pocket. Next up, you have Emil the Blessed, another reprint that we've seen recently, but this is a cool card. For 2 white and 2 colorless, you get a 4/4 legendary unicorn. Pay 3 colorless, exile target creature you control, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So some blank action. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay a hybrid green-white. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on. It's a unicorn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it instead. So, yeah, that can be fun. And next up, we have another return of another planeswalker we have not seen in a long time. We've got Gideon, Champion of Justice. 2 white and 2 for a 4 loyalty planeswalker, Gideon. +1 loyalty, put a loyalty counter on Gideon. Champion of Justice for each creature target opponent controls. That could be bad in a weenie deck. Or for 0 loyalty until end of turn, Gideon, Champion of Justice, becomes a human soldier creature with power and toughness equal to the number of loyalty counters on him and gains indestructible. He's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. Or for -15 loyalty, exile all other permanents. And you don't want his ultimate to go off. So next up we have Mechanized Production. 2 blue and 2 for an enchantment aura that reads, enchant artifact you control. Beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted artifact. Then if you control 8 or more artifacts with the same name as one another, you win. What? You win the game? Oh my freaking. Next up we have Lage's Slumber, another reprint. I think from one of the Cold Snap blocks. 1 blue and 1 for a legendary snow enchantment. Whenever Lage's Slumber enters, or another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more snow permanents, sacrifice Merit Lage's Slumber. If you do, create a Merit Lage, a legendary 2020 black avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. Well, we already talked about the East of the Abominable and how there's going to be this snow theme in there. That is ugly. Next up, we have Emil the Moon Sage, another Planeswalker from the War of the Spark set. 2 blue and 3 for a 4 loyalty legendary Planeswalker cameo. +1 loyalty, tap target permanent. He does an untap during his controller's next untap step. -2 loyalty, draw a card for each tapped creature target player controls. And -8 loyalty, you get an emblem. You have no maximum hand size, and whenever a card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, you may return it to your hand. Don't want that going off. Next up, we have Diabolic Edict. 1 black and 1 for an instant that reads, target player sacrifices a creature. Next up, we have Ogre Slumlord. 2 black and 3 for a 3/3 Ogre Rogue. As whenever another non-token creature dies, you may create a 1/1 black rat creature token. Rats you control have Death Touch. So we already got this theme that we're going to have a rat themed pack. So yeah, rats, and more rat. Next up, we have Drana Stinger. 1 red and 1 for a 2/2 human wizard. Whenever you cycle another card, Drana Stinger deals 1 damage to each opponent. Next up, we have Thrill of Possibility. 1 red and 1 for a instant that reads, as an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card and draw 2 cards. Next up, we have Dragon Mage, a beefy 2 red and 5 for a 5/5 Dragon Wizard with flying. Whenever Dragon Mage deals the combat damage to a player, each player discards their hands and draws 7 cards. Next up, we have Plundering Predator. 1 red and 4 for a 3/3 dragon with flying. When Plundering Predator enters the battlefield, you may discard a card if you draw a card. Next up, we have Rapacious Dragon. 1 red and 4 for a 3/3 dragon with flying. When Rapacious Dragon enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. Next up, we have Ram Through. 1 green and 1 for an instant that reads, creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. The creature you control has trample. XX damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. So next up, we have Ossuary Rats. A beefy 1 black and 5 for a 3/2 creature rat. When Ossuary Rats enters the battlefield, deals X damage to a creature or planeswalker opponent controls, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. More rat love. Next up, we have Coalborn Entity. 1 red and 4 for a 4/4 elemental. Has pay 1 red and 2. Coalborn Entity deals 1 damage to target creature token, player, or planeswalker. Okay. Except we have Goblin Researcher. So Goblin Researcher is 1 red and 3, or 3/3 Goblin Wizard. Goblin Researcher enters the battlefield, exile top card of your library. During any turn you attack with Goblin Researcher, you may play that card. Next up we have Ogre Battlecaster. 1 red and 2 for a 3/3 Ogre Shaman with First Strike. Whenever Ogre Battlecaster attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard by paying 2 red mana in addition to its other cost. That spell would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. When you cast that spell, Ogre Battlecaster gets plus X plus 0 on the turn where X is that spell's mana value. That's interesting. Next up, we have Vindalian Click. 2 blue and 1, you get a 3/1 fairy wizard with flash and flying. Vindalian Click enters the battlefield. Look at target player's hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do that, player reveals the chosen card, puts it on the bottom of your library, then draws a card. That's another sought-after reprint. I'm not unhappy with that. Next up, we have Chandra Flame's Fury. So 2 red and 4 for a 4 loyalty legendary planeswalker Chandra. Pay 1 plus 1 loyalty. Chandra Flame's Fury deals 2 damage to any target. Minus 2 loyalty. Chandra Flame's Fury deals 4 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. Ouch. Minus 8 loyalty, Chandra Flame's Fury deals 10 damage, target player, each creature that player controls. Oh, that's going to feel good in the morning. Next up, we have Master the Wild Hunt. Another reprint that's going to fit in this wolf theme that we're seeing. So, 2 green and 2 for a 3/3 human shaman. It's a mythic. Beginning of your upkeep, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Tap it, tap up. All untap wolf creatures you control. Each wolf tapped this way deals damage equal to its power target creature. That creature deals damage equal to its power divided as its controller chooses among any number of those wolves. Yeah, that's interesting. Next up is Skull Slither Worm with an O. So 1 black and 3 for a 3/3 worm with an O. When Skull Slither Worm enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. Each opponent who can't put 2 +1/+1 counters on Skull Slither Worm. That's interesting. Next up, we have Morkrut Banshee for 2 black and 3, 4/4 Spirit with Morbid. Morkrut Banshee enters the battlefield. If a creature died this turn, target creature gets -4/-4 till end of turn. Beefy! Next up, we have Wake Dancer for 1 black and 2. Get a 2/2 human shaman with Morbid. Wake Dancer enters the battlefield. The creature died this turn. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Next up, we have Suspicious Shambler. For 1 black and 3, you get a 4/2 zombie. If you pay 2 black and 4, exile Suspicious Shambler from your graveyard. Create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Activate only as a sorcery. Next up, we have a beefy boy in Reaper from the Abyss. 3 black and 3 for a 6/6 demon with flying. Has morbid. Beginning of each end step, creature died this turn, destroy target non-demon creature. Next up, we have Tragic Slip. 1 black mana. Target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. And has morbid. That creature gets -13, -13 until end of turn. Instead, if a creature died this turn. That could be fun. Next up, we have Spawning Pit. 2 colorless mana for an artifact that reads, sacrifice a creature, put a charge counter in Spawning Pit. Pay 1, remove 2 charge counters from Spawning Pit, create a 2/2 colorless spawn artifact creature token. Then we have Reassembling Skeleton. 1 black and 1 for a 1/1 Skeleton Warrior that has pay 1 black and 1, return Reassembling Skeleton from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. Now here's something I haven't seen before. And I don't know if it's something that's actually been there, but we have Tree of Perdition. 1 black and 3 for a 0/13 plant with Defender. Tap it, exchange target opponent's life total with Tree of Perdition's toughness. That could be super useful in a political themed deck. Next up, we have Kalini Heart Expedition. 1 green and 1, you get an enchantment with Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you put a quest counter on Kalini Heart Expedition. Remove 3 quest counters from Kalini Heart Expedition and sacrifice it. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards with the monsters of the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Okay. Next up, we have Alondra Sky Dreamer. 2 blue and 2 for a 2/4 legendary Merfolk Wizard. If you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 blue Drake creature token with flying. If you draw your 5th card each turn, Alondra Sky Dreamer and Drakes you control get +X/+X till on the turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. There's a draw theme here. Oh dear. My time is way over time. But I'm going to cover these last 3 cards in Brazen Cannonade at 1 red and 3 for an enchantment that reads, whenever an attacking creature you control dies, Brazen Cannonade deals 2 damage to each opponent. As raid, beginning of your post-combat main phase, if you attack with a creature this turn, exile the top card of your library. Till end of combat on your next turn, you may play that card. Another good reprint in Thermal Alchemist for 1 red and 1. You get a 0/3 Human Shaman with Defender. Tap it. Thermal Alchemist deals 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, untap Thermal Alchemist. And last up, we have Misix Replica Rider at 1 red and 4 for a 4/5 legendary Goblin Wizard with flying. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may pay a hybrid red, blue, and 1. If you do copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. The copy is a permanent spell. It gains haste and at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice this permanent. So very cool, very on theme with the playing spells and copying them and stuff like that. So this is 25 minutes. It's really long. I'm sorry for that. I wasn't paying attention to my clock. So we'll see you on the next video.